you wanted to be reductive, you could say MechWarrior Online is another first-person shooter. But unlike games like Quake, Unreal, and Call of Duty, MechWarrior offers unique pacing. Each lumbering step of your customized machine matters, and maneuvering and angling your body is as big a part of the strategy as working with your teammates. If you've ever played a MechWarrior game of yesteryear, then you have a decent idea of how MechWarrior Online plays. You pilot a giant walking death machine, taking it into battles involving up to 24 players. Each battle allots only one life, so those who blindly rush into the fray will quickly be blown to pieces. Battles are decided by wiping out the enemy team or by taking over their base. Previous MechWarrior games basically boiled down to players just piloting the biggest, most armored mechs they could find. To counter this mentality, Piranha has done a few things. The first is making all mechs vulnerable. Sure, the heaviest assault class mech can take a beating, but if you're just a mindless berserker who charges into battle, you'll quickly find yourself overwhelmed by enemy fire. Fighting in an assault mech like the Atlas means you're moving really slowly, and you need to consider enemy positions and the lay of the land if you want to survive. A light mech might not hurt you all that much, but they could sneak past you and capture your base while you're too far away to get back in time. Also, the level of armor you have doesn't necessarily mean that you'll become an increasingly bigger bruiser. For instance, the medium hunchback mech can still be a bruiser thanks to its heavy armor. Or there's the catapult. While it's technically a heavy chassis, it forgoes a ton of armor in exchange for jump jets and long-range missiles, making it great at long-range harassment and support. The methodical way you're meant to pilot a mech also comes down to how it controls. On top of looking around with a mouse, you can rotate your torso independently of your legs. This makes mechs play a lot like tanks, where you set a course and then rotate your upper body to bring your weapons to bear. Weapon placement matters as well, since your mech's actual arms can aim independently of weapons mounted to immobile positions like your torso. Taking your mech into battle is a big part of the appeal of MechWarrior Online, but the hook comes from customizing your mech to suit your needs. In between missions, you can jump into Mech Lab, placing new equipment on your mech. This means that you can buy the default chassis and, depending on the type of hardpoints it has, equip it with very different weapons. The key thing you have to balance is the mech's weight limits as well as how much heat it generates when firing. You could give it a ton of lasers, but rapidly firing them in the heat of battle causes your mech to shut down and leave you vulnerable. A smart mech pilot considers armament very carefully, making sure to not overload it with more guns than it can effectively use, and also placing guns in the most strategic places. While many details on upcoming systems are yet to come before its summer release, it's already fun pounding the ground in gigantic machines and blasting the hell out of the competition. For more MechWarrior Online, go to IGN.